The Galactic Council chamber shimmered with cold blue light as delegates from 100 star systems gathered in silence. Humanity stood alone at the center platform, represented by a single woman in a simple gray uniform. Her name was Commander Ilara Vance, Earth's appointed envoy. Around her floated translucent screens projecting images of Earth's wars, disasters, and fragile ecosystems. The council speaker's voice echoed like distant thunder, declaring that humans were volatile, emotional, and dangerously independent. A murmur spread across the chamber as the verdict loomed. Humanity required immediate protection under council supervision for its own survival and galactic stability. Ilara listened without flinching as the accusations piled high. They showed footage of Earth's conflicts, environmental crises, and political chaos. To the Council, these were signs of a species unable to govern itself responsibly among the stars. The speaker claimed their intervention was merciful, an act of compassion to shield humanity from self-destruction. Massive holograms displayed proposed orbital guardians and administrative overseers. The word protectorate hung heavy in the air. Yet beneath the diplomatic language, Ilara sensed something colder: fear. Fear of humanity's unpredictability, creativity, and resilience. She clasped her hands behind her back and prepared to answer. "Humans are impulsive," another delegate added, its crystalline form refracting the chamber lights. "You weaponize everything you discover. Even your art carries undertones of rebellion." Several beings pulsed in agreement. They listed humanity's rapid technological advancement, noting how quickly Earth had moved from primitive rocketry to experimental, faster-than-light drives. To the Council, speed without guidance equaled danger. They feared humans might disrupt the fragile balance of power that had endured for millennia. Ilara felt the weight of centuries of alien judgment pressing down, yet she stood taller, her expression calm and unreadable. The speaker concluded, "Under Council protection, your species will flourish peacefully. Your military programs will be dissolved. Your expansion will be regulated. We will defend you from threats you cannot comprehend." The chamber dimmed as if sealing the decree. Ilara tilted her head slightly, studying the towering entity before her. She noticed the careful phrasing: protection, regulation, defense. Each word wrapped control in velvet. She stepped forward, boots echoing softly. The silence deepened. Every eye, compound or luminous or mechanical, fixed on the lone human who dared to represent an entire world. "Protection," Ilara repeated, her voice steady. "From whom?" The question rippled outward like a shockwave. The council chamber flickered as translation algorithms recalibrated, unsure how to process the defiance hidden in two simple words. The speaker hesitated, an almost imperceptible pause. "From yourselves," it replied at last. A few delegates emitted low harmonic sounds of agreement. Ilara's lips curved faintly. "We've survived ourselves for thousands of years, through wars, plagues, ice ages, and extinction events. We are still here. So I ask again, who exactly threatens us?" The chamber erupted in overlapping frequencies of debate. Some delegates insisted that rogue species beyond council space posed grave risks. Others claimed that humanity's aggression would provoke unnecessary conflicts. The speaker restored order with a pulse of radiant energy. "There are entities in the outer dark, predators that consume civilizations." Ilara's eyes sharpened. Earth's deep space probes had encountered anomalies, vanishing signals, distorted star maps, but no concrete evidence had reached public knowledge. "And you believe we cannot face them?" she asked quietly. A towering insectoid delegate clicked its mandibles. "Your kind lacks unity. You fight among yourselves over territory and ideology. Against the outer dark, division ensures annihilation." Ilara considered this. Humanity was fractured, yes. Nations argued, cultures clashed, but when catastrophe struck, something remarkable happened. Rivals sent aid, enemies formed alliances. She thought of global cooperation during pandemics and planetary defense initiatives against asteroids. "You see our conflicts, but you ignore our cooperation. We disagree loudly. That doesn't mean we fall apart." The speaker projected a star map. Red zones blinked at the edge of known space. 3 civilizations vanished within the last century. No distress calls, no debris fields, entire systems silent. A hush fell. Even Ilara felt a chill. "And you think guardianship over Earth will stop that?" she asked. "Or are you afraid that whatever erased them might notice us next?" The accusation lingered. For the first time, several delegates dimmed their bioluminescence, an alien sign of discomfort. "We seek stability," the speaker insisted. "Your expansion accelerates unpredictably. New colonies, experimental drives, autonomous warships." Ilara allowed herself a small smile. Humanity had indeed pushed boundaries. They had learned from alien relics, reverse-engineered fragments of ancient technology, and improved upon them with startling speed. Innovation isn't instability, it's survival. If something is hunting civilizations, perhaps it's better to be adaptable than stagnant. A murmuring wave swept through the chamber. Younger species among the council seemed intrigued. Older empires radiated disapproval. The speaker's voice lowered. "You misunderstand. Protection is not punishment. It is precaution." Ilara crossed her arms. "Precaution for whom? For us or for you?" The question struck deeper than before. Humanity's unpredictability had already shifted trade dynamics across several sectors. If Earth fell under Council control, that variable would disappear. The balance would return to comfortable symmetry.
Ilara activated a small device on her wrist. A hologram of Earth appeared, oceans swirling, cities glowing. "This world raised us without oversight," she said. "It threw storms at us, tectonic upheaval, viral mutations. We adapted every time." She zoomed in on humanitarian missions in space, human ships rescuing alien freighters from solar flares, delivering medical nanites during outbreaks. "We don't just fight," she added, "we help, even those who once doubted us." The crystalline delegate shimmered uneasily. "Your compassion is statistically inconsistent." Ilara chuckled softly. "So is yours. I've reviewed Council history, annexations labeled as alliances, sanctions framed as guidance." Gasps echoed. Few outsiders dared reference the Council's darker chapters. "You call it protection," she continued, "but history suggests absorption." Her words were calm, not accusatory, which somehow made them sharper. The speaker's glow intensified. "Careful, human." Ilara met its gaze without blinking. "Or what? You'll protect us harder?" A few unexpected sounds rippled through the chamber, alien equivalents of laughter. The tension cracked slightly. "We are not naive," she went on. "If there's a threat in the dark, tell us, share intelligence, form alliances, but do not cage us under the guise of safety." Silence returned, thicker than before. The Council had anticipated fear, perhaps desperation. Instead, they faced resolve. "Would you reject guaranteed defense?" asked the insectoid delegate. "We would reject surrender," Ilara corrected. "Defense implies partnership. What you offer is supervision." She stepped closer to the central dais. "We did not claw our way off a gravity well just to kneel in orbit." A smaller aquatic delegate pulsed with cautious curiosity. "If the outer dark reaches your system first, millions will perish." Ilara nodded. "Perhaps, but they will perish free, not managed like a fragile exhibit." Her words carried quiet conviction. "Besides," she added, eyes glinting, "we assume we haven't been preparing." Whispers intensified. The speaker narrowed its luminous core. "Explain." Ilara tapped her device again. New holograms emerged, deep space arrays hidden beyond Pluto, experimental defense grids woven through asteroid belts, alliances with independent frontier species. "We listen," she said. "We've heard the silence at the edge of space. We built contingency plans." Shock rippled visibly now. Humanity had developed these measures without Council oversight. "Unauthorized militarization," one delegate hissed. "Autonomous preparedness," Ilara countered. "You monitor us closely, yet you missed this. Perhaps we're not as helpless as you believe." The speaker's voice softened unexpectedly. "Why refuse assistance?" Ilara hesitated for the first time, then answered honestly. Because protection can become dependency. Dependency becomes control, and control kills the very spirit that allowed us to survive. She looked around the vast chamber. You fear what we might become. We fear what we might lose. A long pause followed. Data streams flashed between delegates in silent consultation. The red zones on the star map pulsed ominously. Finally, the aquatic delegate spoke. What do humans propose instead? Ilara exhaled slowly. This was the opening she needed. Transparency, she said, shared research on the vanished systems, joint task forces, equal command, no overseers, no restrictions on our sovereignty. She straightened. If there's something hunting in the dark, let it find not scattered prey, but united resistance. The chamber lights flickered as distant subspace signals interrupted proceedings. An automated alert chimed. One of the red zones on the map expanded abruptly. Gasps echoed. Another system has gone silent, a technician announced. The timing was catastrophic. All eyes shifted to Ilara. She did not flinch. You see, she said quietly, protection didn't save them. The speaker processed incoming data at impossible speeds. Distortion patterns detected, moving inward. A vector appeared, toward Council territory, toward Earth's sector. Fear, raw and unfiltered, swept through the chamber. Ilara felt it, but kept her voice steady. We can argue semantics, or we can prepare. She deactivated her hologram of Earth and replaced it with tactical schematics. Our fleets are already mobilizing. Mobilizing? The insectoid delegate echoed. Ilara nodded. You called us impulsive. Sometimes that's useful. We act while others deliberate. Human carriers and defense platforms appeared on the display, moving to strategic choke points. The speaker dimmed, contemplative. Would you defend Council space as well? Ilara's answer was immediate. Of course. We asked from whom you intended to protect us. Now we know. And we don't run from storms. Data poured in. The distortion advanced, devouring long-range probes. Council fleets scrambled, but coordination lagged. Ilara transmitted encrypted codes back to Earth. Within minutes, human ships altered course to reinforce vulnerable systems. A junior delegate whispered, "They act without formal ratification." The aquatic envoy replied softly, "Perhaps that is their strength." The speaker observed humanity's rapid response with something resembling awe. As the threat neared the first defended system, combined fleets assembled, Council warships gleaming beside angular human vessels. For the first time, they stood not as overseer and subject, but as equals facing extinction. Ilara opened a channel to all ships. "This is Commander Vance of Earth. We stand together. No species fights alone today." Her words carried across frequencies, translated into 100 dialects. The void ahead shimmered unnaturally. Space itself seemed to fold inward, swallowing light. Council captains hesitated. Human ships surged forward, deploying experimental counter-distortion fields.
Energy flared brilliantly. The distortion recoiled slightly, as if surprised. Data spiked wildly. "It reacts to resistance," Ilara observed. "Good. That means it can be hurt." Council weapons joined the assault, beams converging with human projectiles. The combined barrage forced the anomaly to stall. Cheers erupted across communication channels. The speaker watched in stunned silence. Humanity's so-called recklessness translated into adaptability under pressure. Strategies shifted in real time, algorithms rewritten mid-battle. After hours of relentless engagement, the distortion withdrew, leaving scorched vacuum and exhausted fleets. It had not been destroyed, but it had retreated. A fragile calm settled. Casualty reports streamed in. Losses, but not annihilation. The system still shone. It had survived. Back in the council chamber, the speaker addressed Ilara. "Your refusal of protection may have saved us all." The admission carried immense weight. Ilara allowed herself a tired smile. "We didn't need protection. We needed partnership. The insectoid delegate inclined its head. Perhaps we misjudged your volatility. Ilara shrugged. It's part of the package. Laughter, genuine this time, echoed through the chamber. Tension dissolved into cautious respect. The aquatic envoy proposed a motion: rescind the protectorate decree and establish a joint defense coalition with Earth as equal member. Votes illuminated across the chamber. One by one, they turned affirmative. The speaker declared the motion passed. Humanity stands not under our shield, but beside it. Ilara felt the weight lift from her shoulders. Earth would remain sovereign, and now allied. From whom? The speaker repeated thoughtfully. It seems we required protection as well. Ilara met its luminous gaze. Then let's protect each other. Outside, fleets regrouped, exchanging data and repair crews across species lines. For the first time, humanity was not the unpredictable newcomer, but a trusted defender. The red zones on the map remained, but they no longer blinked in isolation. They marked a shared frontier. History would record this day not as humanity's subjugation, but as its declaration of equal standing. And somewhere in the vast darkness, whatever hunted civilizations had learned something new. Humans did not ask to be protected. They asked who dared threaten them, and then they answered together.